Today we're going to install a back rack for a low-profile tonneau on this 2019 new body style Chevy Silverado 1500. Now this is the same install for most applications. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, now for the sake of this install, we've already had a cover installed. It's a backflip cover. We've got the cover pulled off. We left the rail on. I've also gone ahead and trimmed out the stake pocket cover. Just use a razor knife like a utility blade. Stay with the factory lines. It pops right out. Okay, now this truck has a bed rug. I've already pulled it down to expose this hole underneath the stake pocket. What I'm going to do now is take my stake pocket bolt, drop that down into the stake pocket so that the threads can line up to that hole. Now if you've got a drop-in liner, you may need to notch the liner. If you've got a spray-in liner or no liner, you may have a plug right here. Pop that plug out first. You're also going to have kind of a short but very fat bolt with a lock washer and flat washer. That's going to go up through the stake pocket bolt, and we're going to put that in there and just kind of get a little bit snug. All right, now this is your rail plate. The hole that's on here is offset, so these are side specific. So essentially it's going to drop down over top of this bolt, and the tapered side is going to be facing to the outside of the bed. Now what we're going to do first is flip that upside down. We've got a couple of adhesive pads that are adhesive on both sides of the pad. We're going to pull off the adhesive protector on one side and put that centered on both sides of the hole. Next, we can go ahead and flip it over and lay it in place for right now. We're going to go back and pull off the adhesive to stick it to the bed caps in a little bit. But for right now, we're going to put it in place. All right, now we're going to take our back rack spacer rail. Make sure the back rack is to the outside and the taper is to the back. Again, these are side specific as well. We're going to flip that upside down, and now we're going to use our adhesive pads that are adhesive just on one side, and we're going to attach them just like so on the bottom of this spacer rail. All right, now we're going to flip this right side up and line it up to the bolt. This will help to align the bolt in the stake pocket. Once that's in place and everything's lined up, we can go ahead and very gently pull both of these off of the bolt. Then remove our adhesive protectors from the rail plate. Go ahead and let that back down. Onto our bed cap. And set our spacer rail in place. Make sure it's nice and square. Now go ahead and repeat that entire process on the opposite side. All right, now we're going to go ahead and assemble our back rack to our brackets. This is the passenger side bracket. You can tell that because it's opened to the inside of the bed on this side. They are side specific. We're going to, for the sake of this video, install their original rack, but all the back racks install the exact same way. What we're going to do is lift it up and then drop it down into the bracket. Make sure the holes line up. Then from the cab side, we're going to take our carriage bolt, go through both sides till it's nice and flush. Slide on the flat washer and then the nylock nut. We're just putting that on hand tight at this time. Do the same with the driver's side as well. All right, now we're going to go ahead and lift up this whole assembly and set it onto the bolts. All right, next we're going to make sure our brackets are centered onto our rail spacers and go ahead and attach our hardware. We've got a flat washer, lock washer, and a nut. And go ahead and snug that down. Do this on both sides. Now we can go ahead and tighten down both of our stake pocket bolts, passenger side and driver side. Once we've done that, we can move up, center the rack onto the bracket side to side, and go ahead and tighten down our carriage bolt up top. Okay, now that we've got our carriage bolts tightened down, we can go ahead and reinstall our cover. Now, this particular cover does not need to have this removed. Some covers have to go over top of the bulkhead. In order to do that, you'll need to take the nuts off that hold the brackets to our stake pocket bolts and remove the rails. Then you can go ahead and install your cover and then reinstall the brackets and headache rack on top of the installed cover. Well, that concludes the installation. If you have any questions, call the experts or visit us online.